Okay, today we have learned about if understanding the environment. So we learned about if else, if else, if and else block, and the next one is switch statement. So switch is something similar and does something similar functionality to if else ladder. So for example, you have for example, if you want to check, for example, if I give a number as one, you need to print Sunday. Similarly, if you give two, you need to print Tuesday, Monday, sorry. Similarly, if I give seven, I need to print Saturday. So if you want these conditions to be written using if else, you write a pretty long code. Like for example, if uh, day equals to one, then print Sunday. Okay. Then if else, uh, sorry for the handwriting. There is some lag. So we want to write using if else block. If if day equals to one, it is print. I'm using my okay. Let me take my the screen. Have come. So but I'll just continue here. If I would like to, I'll give an input as day. Day is equals to something like this. I want to print it as Monday. So for that conditions, you need to write something like if day is equals to one, print. Okay. So similarly, you go until like I'll just write a else statement. Else system dot out the other day. So this is like for example, if I give day as two, now since this condition is not passing, this condition is passing, it will print Monday. So you tend to write a lot of code here. So the better way to do is using switch statements. I've just typed it for you. So switch statements is something like this. it's a syntax that you need to learn. Switch, and you pass an expression. Uh, I'll just write a syntax. So the syntax is switch followed by expression. Then you just open the curly braces, and in switch statement you need to write some cases. It's something like if statement. Case, again value and action you need to do. Similarly, case two, what is the value and what is the action you need to perform. If none of this, uh, if none of the conditions fail, there is a default condition which evaluates to true anytime. So this is a syntax. For example, now I want to print Sunday, Monday, or like if I give a day, I need to print out something like this. So switch, I'm passing day, which is this one, value one. If value one, here the case, this case gets evaluated as true, and we'll get Sunday as an output. For example, if I give Tuesday, if I give two Monday will get printed. Are you able to understand this? So it is something like instead of writing if else blocks, multiple if else blocks, like instead of writing this if something like this, you can write in a better way using switch. Switch is a keyword and you just write cases. For example, this expression matches any of the conditions, like here one or any of the condition it gets passed, that particular action will get printed. So let's try to run this. Let's see what. So as I have taught you, uh, the expected output is Monday, but let's see what is it getting printed. If you see the output, I have given two, so this condition is success. This condition is not successful, so it didn't print Sunday, but it started printing from Monday till Saturday. The reason is if you don't close this case with break, there is another keyword which is break. If you don't use break, it continues to evaluate all other conditions. Without it doesn't check any conditions, it goes till the end. It all the statements gets printed. So you need to use break after the case statement. For every block, you need to use break. Break is used to like it's like putting brakes to a vehicle. For example, here it got started, but I'm not putting brakes. It continues till the end. So I need to stop this. So for that, we need to use a break keyword. Similarly, I would like to do this for all of that. Are you able to understand this code? Anyone? Any question? I would like to stop you. Now let's see what will be the output. Now you see, only Monday is getting printed. So let me explain this code again. Now I have given input as 2. So first it checks with this value. 1 is not equal to true. So it is not getting printed. Now it goes to true. 2 is equal to 2 is true. So this statement gets printed, and I'm stopping the loop here. I mean, I'm stopping the switch statement here. So it doesn't overflow. It doesn't print Tuesday, Wednesday. If you don't use break, it continues till it finds break. For example, I will remove break here, and I'll remove break here. Can anyone say what will be the output?
Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yes, correct. So if I don't use break, sorry, I should have removed here. Okay, can you now tell me what will be the output? Okay, let's see. Now, I'm giving value as 2. This expression is false, so it doesn't get printed. And this expression is true now. So Monday is printed. It didn't find break, so it prints the next statement, which is Tuesday, and it prints the Wednesday and prints Thursday, and then it stops. Okay, this is something that you need to be aware of. If you don't use break, all the cases will be printed. Now, for example, I'm evaluating between 1 and 7. What if I give value as 8? Can anyone say what will be the output? Vishishta.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Why do you think so? Like I have given a value 8. What will be the output?
Eight
Uh,
is not there.
yes. So
Only
8,
7.
nothing gets printed. So if you see this value is 8. So I'm checking, uh, this case is something similar to if, if 1, if day equals to 1. You can treat this case 1 as if day is equals to 1. It is not evaluating to 1. It is not true, right? So this is not printing. None of them matches. So it will not print anything. Let's see. So no, nothing is getting evaluated to true. So you don't see any output. There's nothing. So if that is the case, for example, from 1 to 7, there are 1 to 7 dates, right? If I give any other date, I need to print it's a wrong day, something like that. For that, we have a keyword called default, which is part of switch. So I'm printing system.out.println. It's it is a wrong date, wrong day. So this is like else block. If none of these cases gets passed, this will get automatically getting printed. Okay. Yeah. Any questions here? So switch has a couple of keywords. Switch itself is a keyword. Then you need to be aware of case. Then you need to be aware of break. Then the last one is default. So all this together turns out to be an alternative for if else statement. Clear?
Yeah, clear.
Okay. Hmm. So I will check one thing. Can you tell me what will be the output of this? Can you tell anyone?
It is a wrong day.
Correct. Yeah, it's correct because none of them are 0. So default will execute and it's a wrong day will be printed. Okay. What if the value is 4?
4 means Wednesday and Thursday it will print.
Great. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, next we'll go to the looping statements. I'll check if my whiteboard is working. So, in statements, we Today, in statement, there are first control statements. Can anyone say what is control statement? What are control statements? Whatever we learned till now, it's control statements. Control statements
Yeah.
are if,
If, else,
if else,
if else, switch.
if else else block. This is one. And the last one is switch. So switch is something similar to if else ladder. So to write in a proper way, in a better representation way, we use switch. So you can use if else ladder or switch. If you use if else, like you tend to write a lot of code, but if you switch, it will be much readable. So that is about control statement. Then there is one more control statement, which is ternary operator. So we were discussing something like to check a number is even or odd, right? If int x is equals to 2, I want to check this if this value is even or odd. So we were writing a control statement like if x modulo division 2 equals to 0, then print even. Else print odd. So this is how we used to write to check a number is even or odd, right? So you tend to write a lot of code again. So instead of that, you can do in a better way. For example, if I want to store this value uh, into, I better write the exact code. So I have int value, I have int, okay, I have int x is equals to 2. I want to store y value, uh, not y. I want to store the value if it is Boolean. I want to check if it is a even or not. I'm creating another variable is boolean is even, which I'm declaring default value as false, and I'm writing a condition if x modulo division 2 equals to 0, then is even is equals to true, else is even is equals to false. Are you able to understand this code? Any questions? So what I'm trying to do is I'm creating a variable int x is equals to 2, and I'm creating another variable boolean is even to check this variable will store if this number is even or not. So first of all, I'm marking it as false, like default value is false. Now I'm checking the condition. If x is divisible by 2, then make is even as true, else make is even as false. Okay. Uh, any doubt here? Raj, any questions? Did you understand?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will write this in a better way. Int x is
Sorry,
equals
here the output is false, right?
int x is equals to true. For we have declared value as 2. So this
Yeah, 2
condition,
uh,
yeah, 2 modulo division 2 is 0. So is even will be true. I'll write,
true, but here we are writing one more condition. Boolean is even means false. You are given right the number which is even number only. Even
mhm.
number means that condition is false, right?
Okay, I'll just try to repeat it. So I'm declaring value 2. Now I'm declaring another value is even false. So now is even is equals to false. Correct? Till here is even is false. Correct? Did you understand? Till
Yes, yes,
here,
understood.
okay, till here is even is false. Now I'm writing a condition. If x modulo division 2 is equal to 0, 2 modulo division 2 is 0. So this condition is true.
True.
If this condition is true, I'm changing the value of is even to true. So this false will be overwritten to true.
Okay,
And
understood.
yeah, now else block will not be printed because this
Printed.
condition is, yeah. So the answer is true. So
Yeah, understood.
I will write this in a better way. So there's a lot of code,
Okay.
right? I will
Mm.
teach you another way where x is, okay, I'll use the same. Boolean is even is equals to x modulo division 2 equals to 0 question mark true else false. I'll write down. So instead of writing these many lines from here to here, we can use a ternary operator. Ternary operator is question mark, uh,
Question.
and colon.
Column.
Yeah. So first, before question mark, there will be an expression. So the expression is x modulo division is equal to 0. If this if this condition is true, then this part will be printed. Before the colon, whatever you write, that will be printed. If it evaluates to false, whatever you written out after the colon, that will be printed. Clear about this? We'll just code it. Let's code this to make it much clearer. Okay, let's close after this program. Okay, I'm just writing a new class, ternary operator. So do you remember that we need to, any Java program needs to start with public static void main program, main method. So writing
Yes.
main string. So I'm just trying to find a number int x is equals, okay, x is equals to 2 and boolean is even equals to false. I'm initially declaring the value as false. Now if I'm writing condition x modulo division 2 equals to 0, is given is equals to true, else is given is equals to or false, system log out. Are you able to understand this code? I'm not using any curly braces because there is only one line. So I'm not using any curly braces. Similarly for else also I'm not using any curly braces because it has only one line. So I'm creating a variable x is equal to 2. Initially I'm making is even as false. And when this condition evaluates x is equal to 2, this is a true condition. And I'm changing the value of this variable from false to true. Okay. And since this condition is successful, this condition will not be executed. So the answer will be true.
True.
So I will create another variable. Let's create another variable, Boolean is even to. So I can write these two lines in a single. I can write these two lines in a single line using a ternary operator. So x modulo division 2 equals to 0. If this condition is true, I'm using a colon, I mean, and question mark, and true or false. So this is like if statement, and whatever you write inside if this condition is successful, whatever you write after question mark will get executed. So it will be true. If this condition is false, this part of the code will be executed. Let's check. Now, I'll just remove this for your understanding. So, this is how you write a simple code. So instead of writing two if else statements, I'm just writing one thing. Is even now it is getting printed as true. I'll just remove this also for con- did you did everyone get this thing? Like how ternary operator works? Uh, Using if else ladder, we can write multiple conditions, but in ternary operator, it's like true or false. If this condition evaluates to true, this block will be executed. Else, if this block will be executed. Now you see true is getting printed. Can anyone say what will be the output of this one? If you have understood, you will be able to answer this.
False.
Yes. So this condition will evaluates to false. So this block will not be executed. This block will be executed. Here it is false. So this is how ternary operator works. So ternary operator is just a shorthand form of if else block. But if you want to write much complex code, instead of just true or false, you want to write some 10 to 15 lines, it is better to write an if else block only instead of this. If it is just a single statement, just something like one liner, you can use ternary operator to reduce the number of lines of code. So this is about ternary operator. Now let's have some glimpse of loops. So we have a lot of after control statements, we have iterative statements. So iterative statements is like iterating or like we are doing a job repeatedly. For example, uh, I want to print 1 to 10 numbers. So how you do is using loops. There are a lot of loops like for, while, do while, for each. Let's start with for loop. Syntax is something like this. For example, I want to print from 1 to 0 to 10 numbers. I'm going to do like this. So I'll just try to run this, then I will explain you what is happening. So if you see, I'm printing from 0 till 9. So for block have three components. One is initialization, where you initialize a variable. So I'm putting I'm declaring I value as 0. I'm repeating, this is the condition part. So first is initialization, next is condition. First I value is 0, correct? Now I value is 0. This condition evaluates to true. I less than 10, 0 less than 10 is true. So next it executes a block of code. I'm printing 0. I'm just printing I value, right? I value is 0. Next iteration, it just increments this value. So I believe you know about this I++ that I have taught using in operators. What is I++? Anyone?
Increment.
Yeah, you can write this in other. Can you explain me how I can write this in a better way, like in other way? I will. Okay, I will tell that with time constraint. So I++ is equals to I is equal to I+1, something like this. First, I'm initializing. Next, I'm checking the condition. If this condition evaluates to true, whatever you write inside this block of code that gets executed, after that gets executed, I'm incrementing the value. This block will be executed. After that, it again checks the condition. I'll just repeat it again. We have one more minute. So first I is equal to 0. Then it checks condition, which is I less than 10. Then execute body of the code. Okay, I think we are going to end this meeting in 1 minute. I'll take this for loops tomorrow. But just to give a glimpse, this is how the for loops will work. I request you to have some practice before you come tomorrow.
Yeah.
Try to work on if statements and switch statements. Tomorrow completely
Okay.
we'll focus on for loops and we'll close this part. Next we'll go to object-oriented programming. Okay. Thank you guys.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.